Oh, hey, Phil. I didn't see you come in. What do you say, pal?
Johnny, how we doing?
Can't complain, buddy.
How we doing, folks?
Doing
How we
all right?
doing? We got another night, episode 1.
Pleasure to see you, man. Pleasure.
Johnny and Phil, live in the flesh.
Pleasure to see you. What do we got here today, Phil?
Tonight, we're going to review the Vegas Unicos. And I got to say, Johnny put me onto this cigar when I was the one who introduced Johnny to cigars. He put me onto the Vegas brand.
I'll tell you.
An amazing cigar.
Fascinating. Fascinating. And for those of you who don't know, first factory ever in Cuba. Some people tell you Partagas, some people tell you Monte. Both wrong. It was the Vegas Robaina factory. First ever.
After their
1845, I believe. It's a brilliant year. Brilliant year.
And the factory's still going strong.
Still going strong?
Probably one of the most unknown Cubans that there is.
Underrated. You'll never see it in a cigar aficionado.
One of the best cigars.
No one will ever talk about it. Phil and I, we talk about it.
I have to. And without further ado,
let's light it up. Oh, what are you drinking over there, Phil?
So, my beverage of choice tonight, coffee with some steamed milk. Little extra heat.
Frothing his milk tonight.
Little extra heat for the 25-degree weather we have here in New York.
Frothing the milk.
The milk is frothy.
Tonight. Before tonight, I had no idea what frothing meant. I now do. I'm getting a good taste already here, I'll tell you that.
So let's see, the first... See, the fantastic thing about the Cubans is from the first draw, from the first light, it hits you. It hits you. A lot of Nicaraguan cigars, you light them up, and the first initial draw tends to be charry, barbecuey.
We're anti-char.
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 It's a burn. It scars the palate for the rest of the cigar. Now, you'll still get flavors, but it's a scarring way to begin.
I'll tell you
too
this.
much.
I think I'm getting bran already from this. Are you getting bran? Are you getting raisin? What are you?
I tell you, I got a mix of bran. I got undertones of note coming through. And yet, for Vegas, Vegas tends to be a bit stronger for the Cuban line. This is one of the lighter ones. One of the lighter ones.
It's good brand. It's good brand. It's actually all brand at the moment.
Yeah, this is all brand right here. This is all brand. This is right next to Wonder Bread. This some Wonder Bread is shaking hands.
It's a little Wonder Bread. It's a little Wonder Bread.
This and Wonder Bread can shake hands. This is a fantastic cigar right here.
For those of you who missed the pilot, let me just show you where Phil and I usually are in the cigar wheel. You'll find this here, and you'll find this here. The left side of the wheel. That's where we are.
It's about the left.
We start off at the raisin. We end up at the flower. The plant, the mineral, we stay away. We stay away from this side. Now, as I said, again, in the pilot, I'm anti-pepper. Phil likes the pepper. And, you know, nothing wrong with it. Phil likes the pepper. Me, I'm anti-pepper.
You'll find that as you dwell into cigars and you smoke different ones, pepper's a flavor that you almost can't escape. They're in probably about 85% of cigars. There's undertones of it.
But Phil, would you agree, on the right-hand side, are you anywhere else but pepper? You don't like the graphite. You don't like the mineral.
No.
You're anti-clove.
Anti-clove. Anti-cardamom. Anti-cardamom.
Are you anywhere else but the pepper on the right side?
No, the pepper is the only thing worth, and maybe a little cinnamon. Maybe a little cinnamon. That's as far as I go when it comes to that side of the wheel. I try and stay away.
Right here. This is our vacation right here.
It's all about the left, and it's mostly going to be a Maduro wrapper. It's going to be your mostly mild strength cigars. There'll be a couple full-bodied in there.
Now, when I reviewed the Trinidad, here's where I was. Leather and honey. The Vegas, you're going to be in the orange. You're going to be in the raisin. You know, you're going to, if you're lucky, you might get some marzipan. But this is where you are. This is where you are for the Vegas.
Right now, you're starting to get very, very slight hint of cream coming through on this. Very slight.
We like the cream.
Cream is...
We like the cream in our cigars. We like the Monte.
Cream is popular in Cubans. It's what gives it their smoothness. It makes it all the difference. Most of you Cubans have cream, and they give it this smooth, silky, very light undertone texture. It's a fantastic taste.
It's a good cigar here.
Now, what are you drinking tonight, Johnny?
Well, we're going with the Stella. Fan of the Belgian brew. Just a big fan of it. I just love Stella. Love everything about Stella. It's in my top 2 to 3 beers. As you know, I love the Stella.
First cigar Johnny had was Stella with the beer.
That's what it is. Now, cigar lovers will tell you that, you know, a lot of beer don't go with cigars. Me, I don't follow the crowd. I do not follow the crowd. I already have my flavor in the cigar. I go with what I want to go with.
Cognac and whiskey are really the most popular choice for you cigar smokers who already know this. It's a very common choice of drink. Is it good? Great on a summer day, in my opinion. Winter time, it takes away from the taste.
I'll tell you, I'm getting a little raisin already. I'm getting some raisin. And as you said, the Vegas Robaina is like a box of Raisin Bran. And I couldn't agree more.
It is. This is a box of raisin.
Without the milk. Without the milk.
Without the milk.
When you get the cream, you know.
Dry dish of Raisin Bran right here. Now that we get into, towards the end of the first third of it, that's where the raisin comes in. The bran develops into the raisin. And it's like having a bowl of bran flakes, and someone comes over with some sun-dried raisins, throws them right in.
Sprinkles it on. Maybe even throws a few at your forehead. But you're tasting it. Big game tomorrow, Phil.
Oh,
big game tomorrow.
Big game tomorrow here in...
This is pre-Super Bowl Sunday. This is the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
This is it.
And although I already know where he's leaning, I'm going to ask, who do you like tomorrow?
It's tough to go against Belichick and Brady. And while I'm not a Patriots fan, I got to give those two credit for what they've done. I've been asking myself all week, can Jared Goff be the guy to lead the Los Angeles Rams to victory?
I don't see it.
I can't see it happen.
I don't see it. And
I'd love to, but I can't see it.
In my opinion, the team has no business being there. The Rams have no business being there. They got a lucky call, or I should say a lucky non-call. This Super Bowl should be Saints and Pats, but I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm just not. It's Pats, it's Rams, and I'll tell you, I got to go with Brady on this one. 17 years ago, the first Super Bowl, Pats beat the Rams. I think the last Super Bowl, 17 years later, that he'll win, Pats beating the Rams.
I can't agree more. But the unfortunate thing this year is what's been talked about all week is this call in the game of the Saints and the Rams, and it's been an unfortunate thing that we can't watch a Brady Super Bowl before these guys retire.
Phil will tell you, my all-time dream Super Bowl was either Aaron Rodgers against Peyton or Aaron Rodgers against Brady. That was my dream Super Bowl. Breeze and Brady would be almost as good. And it should have happened this year. But getting back to
the cigar. Now the raisin is creeping into the cream. So it's like we got a dry bowl of Raisin Bran and someone splashed a little half.
I'll tell you, the brand has taken a slight rest here. Now I'm getting all raisin.
Bit of a backseat.
All raisin.
Bit of a backseat.
Bit of a backseat. All raisin here. This is all raisin. Splash of cream.
But raisin is the heavy flavor.
The raisin is the front runner here.
As we're moving into the next part of the cigar, this is all raisin, folks.
All raisin. And it's good raisin. It's good raisin. It's good. It's moist raisin. You know, it's moist. It's good raisin.
This is, if you like raisins, this is the cigar for you.
And I don't even like raisins, and I like this cigar. I'm anti. Listen, I don't consider myself pro raisin, but in the cigar, love it. Love it in the cigar. Phil will tell you, I'm not a coffee guy. In the cigar, love it. Love coffee in my cigar.
Never seen Johnny with a coffee yet.
One time. You made it for me one time.
Ah, I did. That's right.
Good coffee.
Right.
And the grill.
The grill cover has
The
fell
grill
off.
cover is formed. It's all right. It's
Well,
intact.
Luckily, it's a Weber grill. The side handle catches.
Weber, good grill. Good grill,
Hey,
Weber.
this Weber charcoal.
Top of the line.
You want a steak medium? Start 9 a.m. It's not going to be done till 3. Not going to be done till 3. One thing about the charcoal grill, all day. All day. You got to feed it charcoal and lighter fluid all day. All day. All day. That's why I don't use it anymore.
I can't believe how much the raisin has just dominated this cigar.
Yeah, this cigar really has developed into
It's all raisin.
major raisin. It's like someone ate all the bran flakes out of my cereal.
It's all raisin.
And it's moving to a bowl of raisins. Splash of cream, bowl of raisins.
Yeah, I agree with the cream, but just a dab.
Yeah.
Just a dab of cream.
Just enough just to lick a drop off the side.
I mean, it is all raisin, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Love the Vegas. Love the Vegas. And I'm not talking Nevada. I mean, this is a brilliant cigar.
It is brilliant. Brilliant. Fantastic construction.
Construction is just top of the line. I mean, it is.
But that's the thing. When you're dealing with this Cuban tobacco, and that's the most difficult thing, as Johnny mentioned in the pilot episode that we did. Well, he did. You gotta let this tobacco sit. Now, I've had these cigars resting in my humidor now for a good year and a half. And when I purchased them, they had probably a good 6 months on them. So this is about 2 years.
Talking 2 years.
And it still will get better. Next year, come out, review it again. The raisin might even be stronger. We might not be able to handle it how much it is. It gets that much better.
It could be
It's like a fine wine.
fine wine.
Just gets better with age. A fantastic, fantastic cigar. I can't say enough good about it.
It's the journey that is a Cuban cigar. That's what it is.
This cigar exemplifies Cuba's complete naturalness to it. This doesn't have the commercialism that your Monte Cristo has, that your Cohiba has. This is a cigar not many know.
It's from the homeland. I mean, this is a cigar that no one will talk about.
And the original
will not be in a Cigar Aficionado review. Top 25 will not be. They will not talk about this cigar. But we're here to tell you, you cannot name 5 other cigars better than this. You just cannot. You just cannot.
The cream is starting. The cream
cream,
is starting to splash on
I'm
more.
telling you, I'm getting a little cream.
Look at the cream is starting to come on as we get into the second half of this. Halftime show is over.
Raisin's still there though, but the cream
is starting to slowly come up to its halfway point.
The cream is
the raisin.
I'm waiting for the brand to return. Will it return?
It's a question I've been asking myself. Will the brand come back? Will it? The cream and the raisin in this is just simply magnificent. Magnificent. There's no other word.
Oh, it's a superb taste. Superb taste. The Vegas is...
This is all half and half with raisins.
Phil and I go to cigar lounges, and obviously they don't have Cubans. It's all non-Cubans. They see us smoking these, and I don't want to say they make fun of us, but they almost poke fun at us because they have no clue what this is. It's only the certain few, when they realize what you have, they think you got the golden ticket, and they know. They know what it is. They know what it is.
It is. We met a fine gentleman who ventured to Cuba, took travels toward the factory. Only one yet who's understood the richness in these cigars, the pure greatness. Now, I don't want to say that no other country makes a good cigar, because there are good non-Cubans as well.
Not like Cuba.
But
Not
if you have the patience to let a Cuban cigar age, the flavors that come out of this, nothing can compare.
Nothing.
It
It's the soil. As I said,
it's a matter of having the patience to wait for it.
it's in the soil. It is in the soil. It's all about the soil. It's not about the seed, because you can have Cuban seeds and grow in other soil, and it's not the same. You need the soil.
It's not the same. It's the soil. It's the way the sun is hitting that soil. It's right next to the equator. That's what a lot of people forget. It's right there. It's right there.
And it's all there.
And then
it's
the cigar, it's all there. That's right. That's right, Johnny. It's all there.
It's all there.
It's all there. It's all there. What brilliance raisin and cream could take. That's how you would never have a bowl of raisins with cream. Never once. The cigar makes you think about it.
You have it right here.
Makes you think about it.
You have it right here. And that's where we are. We're in the orange. We're in the yellow. That's where we are.
Moving down to the yellow.
Left side of the wheel.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not tasting any currant, but the current might show up.
It might.
The currant might show up.
It might. The currant tends to be more prominent, I find, in the Vegas Robaina cigar.
The Famosa.
Yes.
Yes. That is.
Yes.
See, we almost reviewed that tonight. We wanted something a little larger, something that would last a bit longer. The Famoso is small, a little smaller than a Robusto, 48 ring gauge. What is this ring gauge? 52?
This here is a torpedo. This is
52. It's not 50.
No, this isn't a 50. This is about a 52, I believe. And the length of it, this is close to a
torpedo. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's close to a also a Toro in size.
I believe it's the same size as a Monte 2, maybe a bit fatter?
Probably about the same, maybe slightly, but yeah, that's, for all you know the Monte Cristo #2, this is right there with it in size.
This might be a tad chubbier.
See, now here comes undertones of plum.
Yeah, the plum usually makes its way.
The undertones of plum are starting to come, mixed with the raisins. The cream is there, but it's starting to fizzle out.
Still in the yellow, still in the orange. We're anti-right. We do not go to the right. You won't see us with the cumin, with the clove.
Yeah, we won't smoke a cigar full of salt and must. We
won't review it. We will not review it.
Can't enjoy it. Put it out. Third of the way through.
There's plenty of review places on YouTube. You go there for those reviews. We, left-hand side. Left-hand side.
All about the fruit. All about the leather, the cream, the cocoa.
I mean, the cocoa. It's
the coffee, the nut. There's some H. Upmann Cuban cigars that are like, it's a box of peanuts.
Phil's a fan of the nut. And I'll tell you, I can't blame him. I'm pro-nut. I like the nut.
If you're a peanut fan, H. Upmann is your way to go. You let that cigar sit a good 2 years, it's like putting your face in a box of nuts.
And actual, this, not so much nutty. And not so much cocoa-y this. And you know that we love the cocoa. Not so much cocoa in this.
No. But it's because it's one of your lighter ones. Your Vegas Famoso, as Johnny said. The longer one, the Vegas Robaina, which is your double Corona, or...
Famoso, you get a little cocoa.
As some of you might know, the Churchill size, there you got your cocoa. There you got more cream. The cream is very slight. Very slight. It's heavy raisin.
Heavy raisin.
Plum comes in.
Heavy raisin.
The brand is gone.
Brand has not returned.
The brand has went from the back seat to the trunk.
Brand, I tell you, brand has not returned. And I'm a bit perplexed. Because you think about the Vegas, it's usually brand, it's usually raisin. The plum, the plum has entered. The plum has entered.
Plum is there.
See, this is usually a go-kart ride through Raisin Land, through Brand Land, some plum, but the brand has vanished.
This is a train right through a fruit field of raisin and plum right now.
Here it is. We're waving. We're waving to the razor.
Waving right to it.
And then waving goodbye to the brand. There's no more brand.
Yes, the brand has left.
The brand is
in the trunk. Gone. Can it make its way to the back seat is the question now.
The brand is gone. The brand is gone.
The way that this raisin and plum has taken over from this brand.
Go raisin. I will kill.
And that's what makes it fantastic. Now, as Johnny mentioned, we do like to smoke an occasional Davidoff. Davidoff is probably, when it comes to getting out of the Cuban realm, there's nothing like it. It's got its own taste, its own class, but it will stay consistent with pepper. It will stay consistent with an undertone of nut. Brand will always be on the forefront in a Davidoff.
The 2010 that I love, dark fruit. Dark fruit. The tangerine. The plum family as well. Phil and I, we're on the Cuban highway. That's where we drive. Sometimes, and Phil more than me will sometimes put his blinker on and venture to the non-Cuban lane. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I give him a few ribs about it. Nothing wrong with it. But, you know, the Davidoff, we will be reviewing Davidoff soon. You know, non-Cubans to me, I like San Latano. Other than that, I mean, you know, the My Father line, few good cigars, but we tend to stay clear. I mean,
there was a new cigar created, Axis Mundi. Rated in the top 25 last year. First time we smoked it.
Loved it.
It was very close to this.
Second time?
Second time.
Wouldn't look at it on the shelf.
It went like a roller coaster straight down. Never came back up though.
Wouldn't look at it on the shelf.
Got stuck on the track. We had to leave it.
A lot of cigar people, you ask them what they like. They very rarely mention a Cuban. And you ask them, you never smoke Cubans? They're a bit over. If someone tells you a Cuban's overrated, it's one of two things. A, they never had a real Cuban. Or B, they just have no clue what they're talking about.
The other thing is, too, if you smoke a Cuban prematurely, you will not get the flavor that you will. And it will just taste like an average cigar because the flavor isn't there. It isn't developed.
It's a good point.
Smoke a Cohiba.
Spartacus. You could smoke early.
Spartacus is one of the few straight good out the box. Smoke a Cohiba within its first 3 years, you won't think anything special. You'll wonder what the hype is about, why it's so much.
3 years minimum.
You'll be fighting with it most of the time to draw it, and it's not. Cohiba, Monte Cristo, you got to give them 5 years.
Well, Monte, yeah.
Got to give them 5 years minimum. Minimum. My cousin has Monte's sitting right now for 10 years.
10 years. 10 years.
Johnny smoked one.
Decade.
Best cigar you ever had.
Nothing will come close to it. If you got a PSP Monte 2 and you're able to age it for 5 to 7 years, it will be the greatest cigar.
Now, just to clarify, when we mean PSP, this terminology, we use it as a premium select. That's your cigar with an oily sheen.
PSP is nothing that the average public will ever find because they don't sell it in the bodega. They sell, you know, pretty much premium. They sell economy cigars. PSP is 2 levels above that. 2 levels above that.
Oily sheen on the wrapper.
Brilliant wrapper.
The roll is just impeccable. Makes the construction of the cigar that much better.
The oil just leaks off the cigar. That's PSP.
Now, as we're moving towards the back end of this, the brand has gotten in the back seat. It's come back in the back seat.
You know, I'll tell you, I was afraid to mention it, but I thought it might have.
It's made its way into the back
In
seat.
mine, it's almost driving again. It almost took the wheel, and I didn't even see it coming.
See, so for Johnny, the brand's in shotgun. For me, it's in the back seat. But I tell you, the cream has went into the trunk. It's not here at the moment.
Now the cream is gone, but that's what I told. That's what I was saying in the pilot. The cigar is about the journey. It's about the journey. It's about the different blends. It's tasting different flavors. I mean, the Cuban is just. It's unlike any other.
It is. It really is.
It's unlike any other.
You know, in my mind, the only cigar that I could smoke and enjoy like a Cuban is the Davidoff.
Okay.
They recently released limited edition 2019 Churchill edition. One of the
Phil
top
loves
10
it.
I have.
Haven't had it yet. Phil loves it. And I'll tell you something else I love that he hasn't had is the Davidoff Maduro, which we will be reviewing soon, along with the 2010 Master Selection. Those are two Davidoffs we will review. We will review that. I haven't had the Churchill 19. He hasn't had the Maduro.
The Maduro yet. I have not dabbled into it.
And I'll tell you this, we might review those two cigars together. You smoke the Maduro, I smoke the 19. Let us know what we're feeling here.
And the thing about it with the Davidoff is there will be a lot of similarities, but there'll also be differences.
Yes?
It's a cigar in its class with these Cubans.
I don't know if I could totally agree with that. I don't know if I could. Listen, there's non-Cubans, there's Davidoff, and then there's Cubans.
It's an excellent way
Would
to
you
put
agree
it.
with that?
Excellent way to put it. There is.
Now, I'm not saying, now, again, Phil will tell you, Davidoff, and they do not make this cigar anymore. The 2010 Master Selection.
Oh.
I had to go to New Hampshire to find this cigar. They do not. They don't make it anymore. 2010 Master Selection.
It's one of Sam's top favorites.
Shout out to Two Guys Smoke Shop in New Hampshire, who the only place that has this cigar now is that place, because they don't make it, and that cigar is in my top 7. It's a brilliant cigar.
And for a man who's biased on Cubans,
Biased.
strongly
Anti-non-Cuban from the very beginning. From the very beginning.
And I give him credit because he did try it. There was one winter he did experiment.
I was forced to smoke the non-Cuban, and I still come away with a San Latano, which I still like. The Oval Maduro, big fan, non-Cuban.
But AJ Fernandez is an unbelievable blender.
AJ Fernandez, who was originally. Well, no, the San Latano
was
originally
Cuban in its origination.
So, as you can see, that's probably why I like it.
But AJ Fernandez is a true great blender. If you could smoke an AJ Fernandez blended cigar, those are good tasting cigars when it comes to Nicaraguan and Indonesian and Sumatra and different wrappers and different tobaccos. He definitely knows how to put them together. I do give AJ Fernandez a big shout out there. He knows what he's doing.
It's, the Vegas is...
Brand has taken over the driver's seat, folks.
It bothers me that no one talks about this cigar. Bothers me.
The Vegas?
No one knows about this cigar.
No,
we got to get people to know about it, because no one knows about this cigar.
As a matter of fact, the Vegas Robaina is not even being made anymore. And that's its biggest one. If you like a Churchill-sized cigar, me and Johnny snagged one of the last boxes coming out.
Oh, no, the Don Alejandro.
Right, that's
the
it.
Don Alejandro.
That's it, the Don Alejandro.
Well, brilliant cigar. Brilliant cigar. But the Vegas, they don't talk about it.
The Vegas is the unknown cigar in the Cuban world, and there's a few others.
But as good as this is, see, the most selling cigar in the world is the Monte 2. Everyone knows about it. You know,
right up there with Cohiba.
It's cool. It's cool to talk about it because everyone knows about it. But this cigar, no one will talk about because no one knows about this cigar. And this cigar is is just it's glorious. It's just a glorious cigar. From the sheen on the wrapper to the brand, and I'll tell you this. This is all brand right now.
Brand.
This is all brand. The brand. I tell you, the brand has hijacked my vehicle, and it is driving down. This is all brand. And I'm not getting any more raisin.
No, it's gone. The Arnold Bread Company has taken over, folks. It's driving.
I'm getting a little bread here.
It's driving the car.
Bread on the palate. I'm getting a little bran muffin on the palate, actually. A little bran muffin on the palate.
There is bran muffin. There is bran muffin. You have a muffiny bread mixture right now, driving the vehicle.
Bran muffin.
And I want to know where it goes.
Hold the butter.
Hold the butter.
Hold the butter.
Hold the butter.
But bran muffin on the palate.
All brand.
All brand.
All brand.
It's like a good bran muffin, dry, right out of the plastic. Doesn't even look for butter. No need for the butter. It's just good brand.
This is an unbelievable piece of bread right here. This is a fresh piece of bread.
Fresh loaf. Fresh loaf.
The only way I can compare it is just like getting a fresh loaf of Italian bread, and it has that crunch to it. There's nothing like it.
Just stick your nose in a big bran muffin loaf, and that's what you're getting here. That's what you're getting here.
The fruit has left.
No fruit. There's no more fruit. The raisin's gone. The rest of this cigar will more than likely be pure bran. Pure bran. And
complete brand.
Love every minute of it.
Going here, we're definitely up on the left with the bread. We have bread. We have bran.
Well, that's where you are. That's where you are. I mean, that's
it.
That's where you are.
That's it.
All in all, I mean.
And now I'm getting a slight undertone of leather. Slight undertone of leather with the burn.
You notice the leather creeps in at the end. A lot of these cigars. It crept in on the Trinidad.
It tends to on the Cubans. It comes in at the end.
It crept in on the Trinidad. It like I went to sleep with my family, and it broke into my house at night while I'm sleeping.
It did.
That's what it did.
It did.
The leather does it all the time.
And it left the strap on the counter.
Leaves everything. It takes your jewels. You know, just leaves everything. It just and vanishes. Vanishes.
Has a calling card, leaves a trademark, little strap on the counter.
And then leaves.
Leather and brand. Leather and brand. It is there. This is all there. And this is the journey. This is the road you travel down. The complexity that this cigar started with and now has moved to, this is...
You get taste from the first hit. You light it up, and the raisin begins.
It's flavor from the beginning to the end.
And I'm not going to hate on the brand. The brand begins as well. It's as Phil said, it's a box of raisin brand in the beginning. That's what it is. And that's what it stays steady throughout. The best way to describe this cigar is raisin brand. That's the best way to describe it.
We're a complete raisin brand to start. And now we're here. We're in a bran muffin. And someone just... The crust is leather. It's a bran muffin with a crust of leather.
Crust is leather. The crust is leather.
It is.
That's a good way to put it. The crust is leather. So that's it. So I suggest everyone out there, get your Vegas Robaina Unico, get your Vegas Robaina Famoso. If you could still find the Don Alejandro, I suggest getting it. Phil and I will be reviewing the Don Alejandro.
Definitely will.
A fantastic cigar, a long cigar.
And the great thing about this, you could give this cigar 6 months and you will get flavor. Won't get the same as it does now for 2 years, but you could smoke it after a couple of months. That's the beauty of the Vegas.
It's all about the Vegas, 1845, Cuba. First factory ever.
So here we are, episode 1, signing off.
On that note, enjoy the Super Bowl. Phil, signing off. Johnny and Phil. Have a good night.